We have a shared responsibility to look directly into the eye of history and ask what we must do differently to curb such suffering again. Among those nations like my own that hold nuclear stockpiles, we must have the courage to escape the logic of fear and pursue a world without them.
Oh, there you've got the President of the United States about 100 days ago, where he was essentially apologizing for dropping the bombs on Japan.
It's just so apropos for this, for Bill O'Reilly's brand new book, Killing the Rising Sun, because the debate still lingers, and it's hot too, and it seems to switch recently.
And the book comes out today.
Yeah, out today, Bill O'Reilly. Should we have dropped the bomb?
Sure. I mean,
Yeah.
It would have killed millions of people if we hadn't. Millions more would have died. You know, Japan wasn't going to surrender, and they were arming kids with sticks. I mean, we'd have had gunned down 8- and 9-year-old Japanese kids in the street. The bombardment on Japan would have been unbelievable. And few people know this, but the conventional bombing on Tokyo killed far more people than the atom bomb in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. But what I want to get across in this book is that it was a very gut-wrenching decision, and very few people knew what was going on. Eisenhower didn't want to drop the bomb. He was a dissenter. Eisenhower did not want to drop the atom bomb.
Did you say MacArthur, too?
MacArthur for different reasons. So MacArthur wanted to invade so he would get the glory of the victory. So, but tactically, Eisenhower said, starve them out. You know, just blockade the place and they'll have to starve them out. So anyway, there was a lot of stuff going on, but the book is a lot of new things in it, and people are amazed when they read it. Well, we didn't know that. Well, you have to know it. You should know it because it pertains to today.
Yeah.
Sure.
How does it pertain to today? I'm sending this book to Colin Kaepernick. Colin Kaepernick needs to read Killing the Rising Sun and wise up, all right? The United States freed millions and millions of people all over the world in World War II at a tremendous sacrifice. Don't be kneeling down in front of the flag, in front of the national anthem. When you don't know anything, Colin Kaepernick, you know nothing. So I'm sending you my book with a little inscription, read every single word, and we'll talk.
Good for you. Good for you. Thanks for doing that.
Because this guy, now he's in the limelight, and now he's a big hero to the people who don't know anything. The basket of uneducables.
That's a good one.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm so mad I didn't think of the basket of deplorables. I'm so mad I didn't think that up. Anyway, people need to know what this country's really about. And the reason I wrote this book was because of Jeremiah Wright, Obama's preacher. When I heard him say,
"Goddamn America."
Yeah, chickens come home to roost for Nagasaki and Hiroshima, I went, you know what? I'm going to correct this record. And my father was involved in it, and there's a lot of personal stuff in it.
How did you choose? This is your 6th in the Killing series
Right.
of nonfictions. How did you choose to write about this?
Well, it was so emotional. For me, I wouldn't be here if the atom bomb was dropped, because my father was in the invasion force. And I asked the 5 living presidents to write me a letter to say whether you would have dropped it. 3 of them did. Bush the elder, Bush the younger, and Jimmy Carter. And Carter was in the theater, or would have been in the theater. Bush was in the theater, the elder. Now, President Obama wouldn't write a letter to me, wouldn't answer. And this is speculation, I don't think the man would have dropped the atom bomb.
Judging by the way he did not even mention Pearl Harbor when he went to Japan.
I don't think he doesn't have that kind he doesn't have the Harry Truman grit.
But they wrote you back and said they would have dropped it, right?
The 3 that answered me said
What
yes.
about Bill Clinton?
I think he didn't answer because of the politics of Hillary running for office. That's, again, speculation, but he wouldn't do it.
Here's what you said Harry Truman said, is quoted. This is the greatest, this is after he got word that the bomb has been dropped.
Right.
He says, this is the greatest thing in history, he proclaims to Graham, who's sitting there enthusiastically shaking, it's time for us to get home. Meaning the war, one war was over, Europe, and now it's time to end this one in Japan.
And they wouldn't surrender. It wasn't like the Germans who would surrender. The Japanese wouldn't. And the other part of the book is that very few people know what really happened on Iwo Jima and Saipan and Okinawa, because reporters weren't allowed on the theater in the islands, unlike in Europe when they had plenty of reporters. And the reason was because nobody took any prisoners. And nobody, you know, the U.S. authorities, Douglas MacArthur, didn't want anybody to see the savagery of what was happening.
It was literally inch by inch, foot by foot,
into
the caves.
We put you on the ground. If you read this book, and I told people in a faculty last night, don't read the book if violence upsets you. Do not buy this book. I'm putting you right on the ground when that bomb drops on Hiroshima, and you're going to experience through words what those people, what happened to them. And the same thing, I'm putting you right on those islands when the Marines are going hand-to-hand with the Japanese.
This is when you went for victory instead of fighting a war to a truce. This is going for victory.
And then here we have North Korea testing their fourth, is it the fourth time they've tested this missile, that it could happen here?
Right,
Very
North Korea is dangerous, and so is Iran. So is Iran.
Yeah,
so people ought to know what this danger is, because these bombs that we have now are 10,000 times more powerful than the bombs that were dropped on Japan.
Okay. Check it out. It premieres today, Killing the Rising Sun. It's going to be another big bestseller.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
It's fantastic.
Thank you, oh, King of Cable.